Morning. So let's answer some questions. I appreciate you guys for posting on my community post with your questions. So I will do my best to answer them. Um, Weakest Hokuto student. Not up on some. Is that anime? Am I racist for not knowing that that's anime? Am I getting canceled? How do you stick to one style of training when there are so many that work? I get pulled in loads of directions because of that. Okay, so you don't have to run one style of training infinitely. Let's get that out of the way. What I would suggest is picking a style of training and sticking to it for, a fixed period of time. Um, you know, 12 weeks to 24 weeks to 36 weeks. Get a good feel for it. Don't just do it for a little bit and dismiss it. And see what you like about that particular training style. And again, give it ample time. And then try a different training style after that, and also give that one ample time. And over the years, you'll come to pick things from these various different training styles that maybe suit you better, be it suit your personality better, or you see better results with certain movements, certain ways of doing certain movements. And everybody, when it comes full circle, should sort of have their own training style, if you will, that's a conglomerate of everything that they've tried and what they've used and what they've dismissed. There's some Bruce Lee quote that I can't remember, but something about, try a little bit of everything, dismiss what's useless and take what's useful or something. Sorry, Bruce Lee. Yeah. When did the bromance, is it a full-blown romance between you and Bald Omni-Man start? I wouldn't even call it a bromance per se. It's one of those things, if we go way back, when his moniker was Coach Paris Butler on here, he commented on a lot of my videos and watched a lot of my stuff. And now, like, his channel is absolutely blown up. And, it's, again, it's not a bromance. There's a mutual respect. It's not a big brother, little brother, anything like that. We're just homies at this point. I talk to Paris literally every day. So I don't know when did it start. I don't know. But I am. Paris is the person that, on this platform, I always knew that, I had some impact on people in some capacity. But seeing him blow up, and pass on some of these things that I've passed on previously, and now it's reaching a wider audience, has really made me appreciate my position. Like I said, even as not a influencer, just the amount of influence you can have, even if it's by association. Like he's putting out a lot of good info that I put out before, along with his own. Don't let me make this sound like he's completely just biting me and getting big off of what I taught him, because that would be faulty to say. But what you do impacts people. You never know who's watching, who's listening, who's emulating, etc. So I'm grateful for that. How could one incorporate box jumps or the likes in their split? Honestly, like, just on your lower body day, you can throw them, get warmed up on a treadmill or something. Do, if you got like a little stretching routine or something that you do first, and just throw in some box jumps at the beginning, and get primed and ready to go. The great thing about box jumps is, you can apply full force, and then you're landing on a box, so you're not taking the full landing. Landings from jumps are way more taxing than the jumps themselves. So like on a squat day or a deadlift day or a lower body day or whatever, and just put them before your big compound lifts. And don't like, you know, do a couple, work up to whatever your top height is going to be, and do like 5 singles or 2 sets of 3 or something. Don't absolutely gas yourself on box jumps before your compounds, but they can be a great warm-up, just to get started. Are genetics overrated, says AG. I feel like they are overrated and people use that for an excuse. Yes, they do. Yes, they can be, but no, they're not. Also, your genetics are what they are. So it's hard to say they're overrated because they are kind of going to determine a lot of things. But yes, people do use them as an excuse. People will train for 1 or 2 years and say, "Oh, I have bad genetics," and either quit training or hop on gear or whatever. Um, you don't know if you have good genetics until you've put in a lifetime of work and dieted well in conjunction with your work and slept well in conjunction with your work and managed all the lifestyle factors that you could in conjunction with your work. So yes, a lot of people will fall on them as an excuse, and they are overrated in that sense. But it's something we can't change, so don't fucking worry about it. Would be my main point. Like you should be trying to fucking smash your genetic limit, whatever you think it may be. You shouldn't even think a limit exists. Why is NH French? I don't know. Are his parents French? That would maybe be a good idea or a good reason for him being French. Do you regret staying natty only solely for the fact that with your natty total already being substantial, it would have gotten boosted hard as fuck on the sauce? No, I don't regret it at all. My wife was pregnant when I did my first powerlifting meet, so I was already biased towards staying natural anyway for other reasons. But the criminal aspect of it, uh, it sealed the deal. So no regrets. I got busted for weed back when I was 21, and it ended up costing me like $10,000 a year probation, a bunch of classes and stuff, and that was just weed. So yeah, no regrets. With the not using. BQ asked that, by the way. I'll probably, if I remember, link his channel in the description. BQ is turning himself into a mythological creature as we speak. I'm going to save your other one, BQ, for a video on its own. Is there anything you regret about your strength training journey? Things that you wish you would have prioritized in the gym or outside of the gym? Any pitfalls or deviations that you would like to help others avoid? Things of that nature. Very curious what the more experienced athletes look back and wish they could tweak. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the question, Marvin. I think what a lot of us, like, I wish I started younger. I wish I started incorporating better general habits younger, in terms of like dieting, sleeping, training, and not necessarily like I wish I would have started, powerlifting younger, but I just wish I would have taken better care of myself younger. I was not good to my body when I was younger. Taking deloads more serious, especially as a strength athlete. I want to go hard all the fucking time. Trust me. I've got myself hurt going too hard too often. So younger people, I know it's hard, especially when you're younger. Even now, like I'll be 38 this year, and I want to go fucking hard every day. But you have to rein that in, and sometimes less is more, and that's one of the most paramount things you have to know as a young person, and this is also hard to grasp as a young person, that it is a long-term game. Getting strength gains, building muscle, it doesn't happen overnight, and taking your foot off the gas, changing your oil, changing your serpentine belt, getting new tires. You have to take time off the road to do these things, but they ultimately, lead to better performance, and better sustained performance over a longer period of time. So, start good habits as early as you can. Right now, start making better choices, and don't be afraid to take your foot off the gas from time to time, because it's only going to help you in the long term. How do I diversify my bench movements with limited equipment? All I have is barbell, adjustable bench, shitty loadable dumbbells, DIY fat grips, resistance bands that are too light. Generally, I'm okay with higher volume, but my wrists have started to give me trouble. Remember a Bugenhagen video saying that incorporating many different movements can help with. Yeah, so like with just a bench and a barbell, you can change grips, of course. You can change, pause versus not pause. You can do like a spoto press where you don't even touch your chest. You can do t-shirt touches. And you can do these with every grip: wide grip, inside grip, super close grip, your regular grip. Then with your adjustable bench, you can add degrees of incline to it. And again, with that incline, along with that, change the grip with each of that, and, change where you touch with each of that. If you pause or not pause with each of that, higher reps, lower reps. And that's just with the barbell. You said your bands are too light, but again, that's another variable with your barbell. Cluster sets, if you've got a spotter or spotters, you can do heavy negatives. There's there's a limitless amount of possibilities with just the bar and the adjustable bench in itself. And then you can throw in those bands even though they're too light. That's still, again, it's another variable. Just mainly first and foremost, like grips and, how long you pause and where you touch, Larson pressing, dead bug with, your feet completely up. I could go on and on and on, man. There's lots of ways there. Just think outside the box. Hold on, I gotta move my phone for this one. I want to know, thanks for that question, Colin. Penumbrium asks, disjointed question. I want to know why people don't tend to take reverse lunges very seriously. Do they not have as much utility for size and strength as squat? Someone focused on lunge variations and really brought up their lunge, I'd assume it would benefit their squats, but I don't know. It would. I've been tempted to put squats secondary to heavy deficit lunges. Whoops, I clicked the button. Sorry about that. To see what happens to my leg appearance and also squat strength when I return them to my prep. Yeah, that's a great idea. Especially if, I don't know what's going on, if your squat's stagnating or if your leg development is stagnating. But yeah, reverse lunges, single leg variations of all kinds are hugely beneficial. They're not always sexy. They don't make the sexy Instagram posts. And I've even been guilty of myself, and maybe I'll try to put out some more videos where I show like other variations and accessory movements that I do. But we generally, a lot of us just post like the meat and potatoes. Like I'll post my compound lifts. Of course, reverse lunge is a compound lift, but I'll just post those main sets and that's it. And I've been accused of being a minimalist. I'm not a minimalist. Maybe more minimalistic than some, but half of my workout, if not more, my time at the gym is doing accessories. I just don't film them because it's like, oh, here's some leg extensions and some leg press and some reverse hypers. Like, who the fuck wants to see that? But maybe I'll put a couple out of like a full workout, which I've done in the past, and they don't get a lot of views and they're small videos. But yeah, reverse lunges. I would absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Move them to the primary spot for the time being. Just keep squats in there as your secondary to keep the motor pattern fresh. And I absolutely think that if you add to your reverse lunge, or if you do reverse lunges for 4 to 8 weeks and then Bulgarian split squats for 4 to 8 weeks and then come back to squatting as your primary, you're going to see bigger legs and ultimately a bigger squat because of it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for the questions. I appreciate it. Peace.